Welcome to the Cluttered Corner. I'm Chelsea, and today I am I'm drawing and painting the picture of this robin. Now, this version, I started out and I didn't like it, so I'm about to scrap it. I don't hate it, but it looked a little bit crazy. I don't know. It wasn't working for me. So I was like, nope, and abandoned that. And then here we go. I decided to start a different way. So instead of like drawing the eye, I drew the body shape first. I usually start with eyes because they're the most expressive and they're a good focal point, and you don't want to get the proportions wrong. But sometimes it works better to just do the overall shape. And today I am using my fountain pen. It's a Twisby Iris. Can't remember the exact model. I'll put a link in the description. I love it. This is my only fountain pen. It's a bit expensive, but I think it's worth it because if you're like, I only want one and I want it to be a good one, then and it's pretty, and it's got one of those vacuum things in the back, so it's really easy to fill. Oh, it says on it. You can maybe see what the model is. Anyway, here I am drawing this bird. And the feet, I would have liked to have had a bit more room for the feet, but I didn't put it in. And then here I am. And this is a sped up video, by the way. This is sped up twice what it should be. I recently learned on Skillshare how to draw animal eyes. I've only done part of the tutorial that I was doing. So theoretically, there's more to learn, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. But it really improved my eye drawings. I spent my whole life being like, I can't draw eyes. So now it's really opened up a lot for me where I can draw animals facing the camera instead of looking away or having their eyes closed, which I've gotten away with a few times. Oh, here I switched to the brush pen because I was like, I am not filling in the whole eye with just the fountain pen. And so I got out the brush pen, which works really well for just getting down some black ink. Now, I'm not sure if I had black ink in the fountain pen. Right now, I know I don't. I have sort of a greenish brown one, which is probably what's in it now. But you can't tell. But I don't remember. So this robin, when I originally did this, I kind of felt like I didn't like it. But, well, I guess maybe just because it didn't quite match the vibe of the actual picture. Mine looks a little bit forlorn, and it started to look to me like this bird has like an important destiny it's about to fulfill, and it has to leave home and maybe go to war or something really dramatic, and it knows things will never be the same, and it doesn't really want to go, but it knows it has to. So that's kind of what I was working with here. This palette is mostly these are my Daniel Smith watercolors, which I really love. I did not start out with these, but they're really good. And I have the Gene Haynes set. I can't remember what it's called. I'll also link that. I got those, and it's a fairly limited set, but you don't really feel limited with it. Like, there's just so much you can do with it. I have added a few colors. There just wasn't enough blue for me in that one, so I've gotten some blues. I've got a couple. Actually, yeah, I have some Da Vinci colors in here. Mostly this is Daniel Smith, I should have said. And this palette I got on Etsy from a place called Spruce and Squirrel, and I love it. It's got a lot of mixing space, and you can just not design it, but you can kind of you can get the pieces for it, and you just put them in with putty, so you can decide I want it like this and arrange it how you want. And I got some mixing spaces for it. I love anything that you can customize and organize and rearrange. I love rearranging things, which, And anyway, what I really love about this palette is that nothing is wet on the top. I mean, it does have a top part there you can see where I have mixed some stuff, but I try to keep that to a minimum, and it's not super wet, so that you can just close it. And anything that's a wet, a wash, is on the bottom. Because I have other ones, and I have the portable is it portable painter? I don't know. I really like that one too. But when you close it up, it's got wet spaces that just want to drip onto everything. And then you kind of have to let it sit out and dry. I do not have space. This is the cluttered corner for a reason. Like there's no space. The cluttered corner is a cramped corner. And this palette lets me, it's so compact, and I can just close it up or open it whenever I need to. I never have enough mixing space. So I really love that I can add mixing spaces in this. Okay, now I'm on to this. This is I think this is called Moon Shadow. It's a Daniel Smith color. I love this color. It is really versatile. Like I can use it. I use it for a lot of shading. I'm actually running out of this one, and I've not run out of the others. Um, and so here I am using it. I'm mixing it with like a little bit of purple uh, to make this gray for this bird. And I guess as a robin is gray. I wouldn't say it's black. It's gray. And so like this is Moonshadow is kind of a like purpley gray. So I did add a little bit of extra purple to it because I felt like that went with it. Um, and then here I'm adding in those feathers, and it's like it's I'm gonna do some more layers because it's not dark enough, but it it's a really I use it a lot for shading, obviously. This is a darker color, and it mixes well with a lot of other colors to just be like this is that. I mean, you don't always want to put like, oh, it's that color but like slightly darker because I put gray in it. Like that doesn't always work for shading. But I have found a lot of uses for this color. And oh, and see, look, it's turning out nice. It's making it a nice dark gray. I think I stopped adding the purple to it at this point. I was like, no, just use it straight. I usually like to do like a wash or like add water to things. And here I was just kind of using it straight from the pan. I added a little bit of like feathers to the top. And then, oh, and see, I guess I did add some in there for shading on the orange. And then there on the little legs. Yep. So I really like this robin now. I don't know why I didn't like it when I did it. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you think, oh, it's not like the picture I was looking at, so then it must not be good. But I like this guy. Now I haven't, as I'm saying this, I haven't actually looked at what the reference photo looks like yet. I mean, it's been a while since I did this one, so I don't remember what I'm getting supposedly wrong with this. I also remember I didn't really love this paper that I'm using. It's just like it is 100% cotton, but it's just like a cheap version. And I've had a lot of good luck with those cheap cotton papers. But some of them are kind of hit and miss. But I would say that with the expensive papers too. Because sometimes with the expensive ones, I'm like, oh, I love it. And then sometimes I'm like, nobody else is having this problem, but it just doesn't work for me. So like this one, I don't know. I didn't love this paper, but this painting I think turned out okay. And this brush I'm using, this is one of the Paint Crush ones with Christy Rice. I love her channel. If you're not watching her channel, go watch it. I don't know what you're doing here on my channel when her channel exists, but like this brush is great. I wanted these for a long time, and then finally they were like on sale, and so I grabbed them because it was a good excuse to finally get them. And I really love these brushes. And this one, even thinking like, oh yeah, I'll probably like it. It's like, oh, these are really good brushes. And this one here is the round one, and it holds a lot. And you can see here I've used it. I think I'm only using this brush for this whole painting. I've used the tip to do like little details, and I've used the side here to like just quickly try and get down like a background. Yeah, so I'm doing like a darker side on this side. This was kind of like behind the bird, like because the bird is looking out at its future, its potentially dark future with its destiny that it has to go fulfill. Now, it's probably going to fulfill the destiny. If I was writing this story, it would work out. But how would it work out, and in what way? What dangers does it have to face before it gets what it wants? Well, not what it wants, I guess what it needs, but like what before it saves its clan? I don't know. What do robins live in? Its community? Its people? Its forest? We don't know what it's fighting against, but like before that happens, it's going to have to go through a lot of trials. We're sure of that. So, whatever it's about to face, it'll probably turn out okay, but will it be changed forever? Yes, because that's storytelling. You got to change them forever. So here I am, trying to like get some more layers in there, getting a background to be darker on that side to really like bring up that contrast between the two sides, so that it's got more weight to one side of it, and it kind of leads your eye around a little bit. And there, adding in some of that moon shadow, just making it darker. The yellows and the orange in this set are kind of weird. Like, I think they work, but I mean, well, I guess all the colors in this set are a little bit weird, and they all just kind of work. It's a great set. Well, I do like the yellow, and regular yellows, there'll be like all these different ones, and it's kind of weird to only have one, and it is like not your typical yellow, but you can make it work. And I feel like having that weird yellow and the weird orange, it's kind of a it's a little bit tricky to like get used to it, but also I feel like it kind of frees you up, because I struggle a lot with oranges and yellows. And actually recently I have been like, can I not paint things that are orange? Every time I try and paint something that's orange, I really struggle with it, and I don't know why. Trying to paint like a pumpkin. Actually, if you think about that pumpkin painting, which is not here, you can't see it. But it it turned out okay. All these things that are orange, I do think turn out okay. But at the time when I'm painting them, I think they're not right. So thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me, what do you think this bird is going? What's its big destiny that it's about to face, and what kind of problems do you think it's going to have to undergo? And who will it be when it comes back? It might succeed, but at what cost? Anyway, thanks again for watching. I will see you next time on The Cluttered Corner.